right, our image is completely dry, so let's glue our card together. So the first step is we're going to glue our image piece to our blue mat. Perfect. And then this sentiment here that I have, I wanted to put a little notch in the corner. So I have it's a photo corners punch. A square would work. You could take a pair of scissors and just eyeball this. So I'm going to first glue it in place where I want it to go, and probably best to do it straighter than I did it on my sample because it ended up not being too straight there. So I'm just going to take a scissors and cut off the excess here. I always like to make them bigger than I need them to be so that I can customize how far in it goes. I'm going to take a die pick and I'm going to poke a hole. Best to do this on a piece of foam so that it goes all the way through your paper. And then I have a brad here that I'm going to poke through. And then we can glue that to our card front. And there we go. So we could leave it completely as is, or you could add googly eyes to the birds. You could choose whatever you want to do. I am going to add some stickles in some areas, and then I'm going to add some glossy accents on their eyes and one of the balloons. So typically when I'm adding glossy accents or stickles, especially if I'm doing it in a larger area, I kind of do it like icing a cookie. I outline it first and then I fill it in. And that goes especially for the glossy accents. And you don't need to make sure that it's completely level or whatever when you're doing that, because it does level itself out. Now, because I already have some wet glossy accents there, you're going to need to make sure that you don't put your fingers in them or your hand in them while you're doing the rest of this. And drying time for this is really going to depend on how much stickles, how much glossy accents you put on. Typically when I put glossy accents and stickles on, I put it on and then I leave the room for several hours. Like I said before, because I'm the type of person that's usually the first place my hand is going to go, and I don't want to ruin anything. Either that or I'll put it on a higher shelf out of my reach till it's completely dry. So there you go. Our third card is dried, and you can see how the stickles are quite juicy there. When they're dried, they go nice and flat and it's just glittery. So it just adds a different texture, a different element to your card. And in my opinion, it makes them a little bit more visually interesting. So there you go. I hope you had fun with that one.